Washed Up Sports Podcast.
Washed Up Sports Podcast.
The Washed Up Sports Podcast. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
So I hate to interrupt you guys real
No,
quick.
I know. I think we got a caller.
Yeah, we have Sean Casey live from the draft calling in.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey Sean, thanks so much
Sean.
for coming back. Now a reoccurring guest on the show. Thanks so much for calling in.
Oh, no problem. Happy to be here.
Great. So
We got
what were you gonna say?
we've got 20 minutes until the San Francisco 49ers are up. Actually, it's now 13.
I mean, that's when the draft starts. I think we've all agreed.
Right.
Exactly.
So so you are at the draft, if we're understanding correctly, or you're not, or you were at the draft or something of that nature?
I was helping set up the room today. The draft, the actual drafting of players happens in New York because of COVID.
I did not know that.
So yeah, actually, all the clubs are at the club cities, and all the the GMs and their teams are in their stadium somewhere, and the transaction people are in New York.
That's so
Just
awesome.
the commissioner and the players and the bands and Mel Kiper and stuff are in Cleveland.
In years past, Sean, is the front office usually at the draft? I'd assume they're always at their club city stadiums.
So a long time ago, everybody would meet at the Marriott in the city.
Gotcha.
Now it's gotten to a point where they just send 3 guys, but they don't send the GM. They send an honorary, usually a trainer or somebody.
Yeah, you got a representative
like that to be sitting at the head table, and then everything else happens in the city. But COVID causes strange things.
Yeah.
Right. So what I was going to say, from a COVID standpoint, was I'm sure there were a lot of changes this year, as you said. People are all over the place. So kind of what you see on TV is a little bit more of just a show than what's actually going on.
Yeah, you guys have been fantasy drafts. That's what the room looks like. It looks like a fantasy football draft with a lot of wires on the table and people with headsets, and they were doing practice runs. People were calling in fake trades to hear the trade. And what happens is if the Jets and the Giants make a trade, they'll have the Jets and the Giants on separate phone lines confirming the details, and then they'll put the trade through, and then it'll go from the club cities to New York and then back out to Cleveland.
Wow, that's very cool. So they're allowing some fans at the draft this year after, obviously, last year Roger Goodell did it from his home. So do you know, are they allowed, is it as many as usual, a lot less? Do you know that number?
Yeah, I think there's 50,000 people there.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I think they have to show they've been vaccinated.
Interesting. Very
So
interesting.
he's pulling up. I think he probably announced that I was driving, but they're going to pull up a super fan from each team to sit in Roger's chair on the stage. Yeah, I just saw it. It looks kind of goofy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wonder if they're even going to find a Jets fan out in Cleveland.
Zach Wilson to the Jets.
Zach Wilson has been just announced to the Jets, which is exciting.
That's cool.
That's expected.
That's cool. We got the hats are better this year. Aren't those hats kind of cool?
Yeah, those are pretty
yeah,
cool.
Definitely.
They're like dad trucker hats rather than the usual kind of colorful splash across.
I like to see Zach there too. I like that he's there. He's going to get to walk out on the stage, shake the commissioner's hand.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are there.
Yeah.
Sean, we have to ask you. So we've been talking about it all night. The Giants move. We know you're a big Giants fan yourself. What are you thinking? What do you like?
I think they're going to get either Smith or Kwity Paye.
Okay.
And I don't want them to get either of them, but I think they usually break my heart.
Right.
Typical Giants.
It'd be cool if Waddle fell. It'd be cool if somebody strange fell. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers gets traded in the next 9 minutes. It'll get crazy.
I mean, that's insane. We've been hearing rumors about this potentially to Denver. I mean, that would just shatter the night. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I learned kind of a disappointing fact today. There's 10 minutes between each pick, and there's 32 picks, so it's a little more than 5 hours of time. And I was like, so you guys are going home at 3 a.m, and they're like, no, nobody really takes the whole time.
Right.
But they asked the Jaguars, they asked the Jets to not call in for the first 5 minutes. We got to,
Yeah, exactly.
Get the ads up, talk.
Show some highlights. You guys understand that you're selling ads. I saw your John Boy's Pizza. Shout out to John Boy's.
Yeah, you already know. Shout out John's boy. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy because people are always like, oh, well, why are they taking so long? And there's the commercials and everything. The draft could go a lot quicker, but they're putting on a show. The NFL's going to do their thing, of course.
Well, I agree. For these two picks, it might be a show. But now it's all like, I'm sure, San Francisco's begging Green Bay to go through with the trade. We'll send Nick Bosa. We'll send the third.
It becomes speculative.
We'll send whatever you want to send us Aaron Rodgers back.
Right.
So we can definitely be the lock for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
right.
fair.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it had to have been cool to finally get back into like the regular like course of action with the NFL. Obviously, last season we finally got to have a full season, and then now the draft. Just like being back in the routine of things must be cool, not just for the NFL, but for obviously for you, for work and stuff. So I'm sure that was nice for you to kind of get out there and see what was going on today.
Yeah, and I think they'll have it'll be a lot more normal. I think there'll be some fans some fans there, probably maybe all the fans. Who knows?
Yeah, I heard
but
wasn't
still COVID around, so still some stuff to be worried about, but nowhere near as much.
I heard. I think I remember Roger Goodell publicly coming out and saying that he hoped at some point this upcoming season that every stadium could return to full capacity, which I think is a good goal.
Yeah, that's ambitious.
Yeah,
right.
That's a goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no, I think New Jersey's going to be last. So
yeah, that is true. The
hold our breath here.
teams.
Yeah.
New Jersey and California will be last.
Yeah, that's expected, I think. Sean, now a returning guest on a Wash Up Sports Pod. Wanna thank you so much for calling in. It's really a great thing for us to have you on, and can't tell you how thankful we are for the time. We know you're really busy, so to fit us into your busy schedule, really appreciate it.
All right, no thanks. It's great honor to be on the show.
All right,
Call anytime.
Take care.
Thanks,
have
guys.
a great night.
Sean. Go Big Blue.
And we're back from the call. Again, huge shout out to Sean Casey, Vice President of Litigation at the NFL, was in Cleveland today helping to set up.
It's in New York.
New York, setting up the rooms because they do
the
it.
draft is in Cleveland.
The draft is in
and
Cleveland.
Then all the
Got that mixed
technical,
up.
like the draft picks and stuff, that's all in New York. So
And that's where the
what it is.
NFL headquarters is, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense when
It
you
does
think
make
about
sense
it.
when you think about it, right? Yeah. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe here. Check out clips from the show. Check out full episodes and our Behind the Bench episodes. And if you haven't yet, check out our live stream.